Hello and welcome to Ace Academy. I'm RMP792 and I know nothing at all about this game. As in, well, okay, I know about two things, but I know basically nothing for the simple reason that I didn't buy this one. This one was kindly sent to me by one of my viewers. And if you're not aware, that is an option for a way to support me. You know, if you can't afford to support me through Patreon or something like that. Incidentally, Patreon link in the description below. If you just want to, add me on Steam and send me the occasional game, that is certainly something you can do. But I will warn you, I make no promises to play anything I receive that way for the channel. I may well do. If you send me a visual novel, the odds are it'll probably end up on the channel rather than just me playing it for my personal enjoyment, because I don't know what it is, visual novels are just so much more fun and interesting to do for the channel. Don't know why. But, yeah. So that is one option you can use. Steam name's just RMP792. So, as I said, I know almost nothing about this going in. It's a visual novel. It's supposedly got full voice acting. Which means there's going to be a lot less for me to do than your average visual novel, but hey, we'll see. And, yeah. Music's not exactly on a long loop, is it? But, yeah. So, if you wish to comment on something that I say, please do feel absolutely free. I do read every single comment. But be advised that if you're responding to something specific I said, it would be very helpful for me if you could timestamp the point in the video at which I said the thing, because let's face it, I record these videos a week in advance, so the odds are I'll have forgotten what I said by the time, your comment comes up. Especially since I have a bad habit of forgetting what I say from 1 minute to the next. As I mentioned before, if you want to support me, you can do so through Patreon. There's a link in the description. That's just patreon.com/rmp792. And if you want to assure that I play a specific game, that's the only way to do it. As I say, if you want to send me stuff through Steam, that is an option. But I make no promises and no guarantees. I might cover it on the channel, I might not. Okay? Right, let's go into Ace Academy. Welcome to Ace Academy. Let's get a few things set up for you. Enter main character's first name. Let's just go with Richard. Last name. Do I want to use my real last name? I can do. I mean, I don't really care, but I feel like I should probably give it a really stupid surname just for, just to make it funnier. This is always the problem when they let you name your main character. It's like, did anybody have a sensible... Well, I was going to say, did anybody ever have a sensible name playing Pokemon? But everybody's main characters had sensible names, and everybody's rivals were named really stupid things that were insulting. So, yeah. Trouble is, I'm really terrible at naming things at the... Oh, bugger, I'll just use my own surname. It doesn't matter. Yes, I am Richard Parrington. Please select Richard's main characteristic. Bloody hell, it's actually reasonably sort of... okay. Well, I am not athletic at all. I'm also not that blonde. Knowledge is power. I excel in academic studies. I can pick up new things easily. Exams are a breeze with little to no studying. Yeah, if only. Do they look stressed? What's their body language like? What are they trying to say? I've always had a knack for reading people and their emotions. Well, because, I always like to play the intellectual, even though I am nowhere near as smart as people assume I am. Seriously, it's all about having a certain amount of erudite refinement in one's vocabulary, and people assume you're a lot cleverer than you are. It's a trick I picked up from a friend of mine who is actually a bona fide genius. His tip for exams was just make the first paragraph indecipherable. Completely accurate, but using an insane amount of complex language that means exactly what you want, but in an over-complicated way, and then make the rest just reasonable and fairly straightforward and easy to read. They'll read the first paragraph, assume you're a genius, and as long as the rest basically fine, they'll give you a massively high grade. Worked for him. The bastard dropped a whole 3 marks across all 4 of his A-levels, and he was disappointed because he felt he should have done better. So let's go with intellect. That's it. Good luck at Ace Academy.
Attention passengers. We will be arriving at our destination shortly. Please ensure you have all your belongings prior to exiting.
Huh. Something strikes my cheek. I turn away from the window and see a small hand beside me. That's a swanky looking train. Nikki. I glance at her sleeping form. She was always a bit of a restless sleeper. I move her hand back to her side. No, not as gently as I could have done it. We're almost there. She may as well wake up. She stirs and stretches with a wide yawn, hitting me in the face. Again. That one she must have done on purpose.
Oh, hey bro. Looks like I dozed off there. Did you sleep well?
Oh good lord, they actually blink. Says something when I'm actually kind of impressed by that. Revengeful. What the hell does that even mean? What is this sleep you speak of? I couldn't sleep.
Why not?
Well, I'm pretty sure there was a bear sleeping near me. At least that's what it sounded like. Okay, so the main character isn't voiced. Excellent, I have something to do. Her eyes grow wide.
Are you trying to say I snore?
Honestly, I'm surprised it didn't wake you.
You're joking, right? Do I really snore?
I don't get why some people are bothered by the fact they snore. How can such a small person make such a loud noise?
Oh my god. I can never show my face in public again! Long rides are going to feel even longer if I can't nap. And what about sleepovers? Can I even get a boyfriend?
How old are you, and should you be thinking about that yet? I can't keep a straight face any longer, and I burst out laughing. You're fine, sis. It's the guy behind us. She hits me on the arm.
That is not funny.
But I can see the smile threatening to escape her lips. The sun shines in my eyes, catching my attention. And the skies ablaze with deep reds and orange as the sun creeps towards its reflection on the glittering ocean. A soft breeze ripples the trees beyond the coast, and the leaves seem to wave goodbye to us as we race past.
Doesn't it look like something out of a fairy tale?
There's a smile on her lips, but her warm eyes search my own, and after a moment she looks down and slinks back into her chair.
You know, you didn't have to come too. You were already in your first year at CINY, and, well, you didn't have to come too.
Ah, that's what big brothers are for. And after everything that's happened, they're all we've got left. I wouldn't be a very good big brother if I let you move here alone. She sighs, but the smile plays at her lips.
How did I know you were going to say something like that?
We have arrived at Izokaze Station. Please stand clear of the doors.
That is an unaccountably swanky looking train, I maintain. It's probably just because I'm used to British trains, which are, not to put too fine on a point on it, crap.
Oh, that's our stop. Come on.
As we exit the train, I'm bombarded with a cacophony of noise. A businessman walks briskly past, talking sternly on his phone, while a nearby mother tries in vain to soothe her screaming child. A group of older women sneak quick glances at us and whisper amongst themselves, and every so often they burst into laughter. Nikki eagerly steps off the train and breathes in the cool air.
That's more like it.
She glances back at me and puts her hands on her hips.
Hurry up, slowpoke.
Struggling with the weight of both of our luggage, I stumble off the train. The suitcases fall ungracefully beside me onto the platform. It's a good thing there's nothing fragile in here. Offering to carry both of our bags no longer seems like such a good idea. Great. Fantastic. Wonderful. I take a moment to stretch my burning limbs. You see Uncle Kato yet?
Not yet. When were we supposed to meet him?
3:30-ish? 3:30-ish? 6:30-ish. Looks like he's running a bit late. Probably traffic. After a few minutes of scanning, a familiar face appears out of the crowd.
Uncle Kaito!
His face splits in a wide grin.
Welcome to Japan!
Nikki giggles at Kaito's English.
Hello, my name is Nikki.
Uncle Kaito speaks fluent English. I spoke to you 2 hours ago. You don't talk like that. Kaito shoots me an impish grin.
Darn, foiled again.
A loud grumble interrupts us.
Sorry.
Uncle Kaito roars with laughter.
Let's get some food in you.
Now, given that he has a predetermined surname rather than the surname of our main character, I think we can assume sister's brother, unless it's not biological. Because the term uncle can be used as a generic term.
Welcome home.
That chair does not look comfortable. The place is the opposite of the cozy yet cramped apartment I expected. Instead, I feel like I've just walked into the cover of a home decor magazine.
You guys hungry? Dinner should be here soon.
Sweet. What are we having?
Well, I figured it'd be good to expose you to some true Japanese cuisine.
Which is...
Sushi, of course. 100% bona fide nigiri sushi tomaki sushi.
Yeah, what the hey. I've never actually eaten sushi, so I have no idea. Well, I could do with some cold raw fish.
Somehow, when you say it, it doesn't sound so appetizing anymore.
Yeah, it could be worse. Could be steak tartare. Kaido lets out a hearty laugh.
By the way, your things came in a few days ago. I put them in your rooms. Why don't you two go upstairs and start unpacking while I get dinner ready?
Sounds good. Nikki nods and we head upstairs together. The hallway upstairs is narrower than the one back home, but Kyoto's house is not small. The hallway Nikki heads into the first room on the right. My room is right beside hers, and Kyoto's is further down the hall. Even with all the boxes lying around, I'm surprised by how spacious my room is. Might even be larger than my dorm room at CINU. N-U-N-Y. I head over to the wall and sit on the edge of my bed. Thank goodness Kaido had the beds made before we arrived. Oh, I don't even remember which box holds my linens. Maybe it's this one? I pull the nearest box towards me and rip open the top. I'll just close it here. Oh well, I might as well start putting some of this away though. I've just emptied the box when Kaido's voice echoes from downstairs.
Hey guys, fruit's here!
After dinner.
I'm stuffed.
I am feeling full too. Ditto. Kaido eats the last piece of sushi and washes it down with some green tea.
Oh, that hits the spot.
Kaido leans back in his chair, resting his hands behind his head.
So, what was CINY like?
Oh, the usual. Exams, messy dorm room, part-time job.
And you still managed to save enough money to buy yourself a bike.
True. Could have bought it sooner if maintaining a gear wasn't such a money sink.
Oh, you're still using your original gear?
Yep.
Is it giving you trouble? You should probably replace it if it needs that many fixes.
Everyone says that, but when I think about all the time I spent with Dad, I'm not ready to put those memories aside. Especially now that they can never be replaced. Besides, Dad was great at what he did. I know there's still some plenty of fight left in that mech. Wait, what? See, this is the advantage of going in completely blind. You get blindsided by references to mechs. I guess, but Dad and I worked on it together. A lot of blood and sweat and tears went into it, and well, I'm not quite ready to give up all that hard work.
It's true. Especially that one time when Butterfingers here dropped the torch. Remember that? There was a lot of blood.
Nikki! She smiles sweetly at me.
What? I'm just backing you up, big bro.
Uncle Kaido laughs.
I understand. It should be arriving at the academy any day now. All you'll have to do is present the proper ID to claim it.
So what kind of mech are we talking here? I assume we're not talking full-on Pacific Rim 300-foot-tall Jaeger mechs, or are we? Incidentally, if you've seen Pacific Rim and you're thinking, what am I talking about, they're robots. No, they're not. To be a robot, it has to be controlled from an artificial brain to all intents and purposes. If it's piloted, and it's broadly human-shaped, especially if it's controlled directly by people inside moving it, then it's a mech. Unless it's actually form-fitting around the person, then it's power armor. Yes, I am picky about these things. It's the same way I get annoyed when people misuse the word android. For the record, an android is a type of robot that looks human. So, for example, the T-800, so Arnold Schwarzenegger from the Terminator movies, that's an android. And it's not a cybernetic organism as it responds, because a cybernetic organism is a human or animal that's had robotic components added to it. It's not a robot with human, with flesh over it. I'm sorry, I'll get on with this.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me.
Uncle Kaido jumps to his feet and grabs something from a nearby table. He returns with a packet of papers, which he hands to Nikki.
Here are your transfer papers. They're already filled out, and all the docs you need are in there. All you have to do is hand this to the headmaster first thing tomorrow morning.
Okay. Thanks, Uncle.
Here,
He hands each of us a SIM card.
put these SIM cards into your phones. I've already added credit to them to start you off.
Alright, I'm yawning a lot. Shows are recording at 8 in the morning. Kaido looks over at me.
And you took care of your transfer stuff?
I nod.
Great.
I pop the new SIM card into my phone, and after a moment of waiting, the phone boots up to an empty contacts list. I quickly exchange numbers with Nikki and Uncle Kaido, and I can add the rest of my old contacts later.
Don't hesitate to call me if you need anything.
We won't. The conversation lulls into a silence. Hey Nikki, we should probably unpack a bit before the jet lag takes over.
Good idea.
All right. Don't stay up too late, though. You both have a long day ahead of you tomorrow.
I'm sure if you're changing countries, you really should, give yourself at least a... Thinking about which way around the world they're going. Because as a general rule of thumb, going from east to west isn't too bad on your body from a jet lag point of view. It's going the other way that's the real bugger. Which is actually helpful if you're British and you're going on holiday to America. It just means that when you get home you have a habit of sleeping in until about 1 in the afternoon. We excuse ourselves from the table and head upstairs. Alright, time to unpack. I managed to put most of my things away before I'm interrupted.
You done unpacking yet?
Nikki seems tense, although there's a small smile on her lips. Her brows are furrowed in worry. Just about. What about you?
Almost. But hey, what do you think about this whole uniform thing? It's kind of weird, isn't it?
She shifts uncomfortably from one foot to the other. Doesn't make a difference. Does it matter? We'll get used to it. Nikki stares at the
I
ground.
suppose you're right. Oh, I almost forgot. What kind of uniform do you have to wear anyway? I mean, mine's normal, but you're going to Ace Academy?
I shrug. The dress code says something about distinguishing students in the pilot program from the rest of the student body. Pilots wear teal markings to indicate their program.
Ooh, that sounds good. You transferred directly into their pilot program, right?
Yep.
I heard that program's hard to get into, but I never doubted you. I hope they're ready for you because you're going to kick butt.
So yeah, we're talking about mech piloting here, aren't we? Okay, didn't see that coming. Thanks, sis. The clock on my nightstand flashes. 11 p.m. I think it's time to go to bed.
What? Already?
Yeah? We'll put it this way. If I was these guys, I'd have been in bed 2 hours before. Yes, I go to bed at about... Well, actually, I go to bed at about 8:30, but I don't... I'll usually do something for sort of half an hour to an hour. Read a book or something like that. I gently herd her out of my room.
It's not that late.
Come on. You wouldn't want to be falling asleep in class now, do you? She pouts, and I'm worried she'll continue to argue, but she just mumbles something incoherent and turns towards her room. Good night.
Night.
I return to my mess of boxes and try to organise them into something resembling a neat pile. As I reach the last box, a picture frame falls to the ground with a loud clatter. My heart tightens in my chest as I snatch it up and inspect it for any fractures, but luckily it's unharmed. I run my finger over our smiling faces. Me, Nikki, Mom, Dad. We were at that fair, and Nikki wanted to ride the roller coaster. I remember Mom and I had just argued over something stupid right before the picture was taken, but we'd never be able to tell from this photo. Mom always looked so poised and together. I placed the frame beside my computer, trying to ignore the lump in my throat. I lay on my bed and close my eyes, but my thoughts refuse to quiet. Eventually, my exhaustion takes over, and I fall asleep among a tangle of questions and what-ifs running through my mind. What? Oh. Soft sunlight filters through my window, warming my cheek, and the distant melody of birdsong is nearly drowned out by the annoying blare of my alarm. I roll away from the window and see 7 AM flash on my clock. Oh, this can't be right, can it? Yes, it can. Time to get up. I turn off the alarm. I've never been a morning person, but I actually don't feel as tired as I normally would. I'm even kind of energized. Jet lag works in mysterious ways, I guess. At least I won't be late for my first day. Pushing myself out of bed, I automatically begin my morning ritual. Without thinking, I grab my jeans and have them halfway up my legs before I notice the uniform slung over my chair. Crap. Oh, this'll take some getting used to. So they're clearly American then. Let's face it, British kids always have school uniforms. I mean, put it this way, when we went into 6th form, which is basically 17 and 18-year-olds, well, 16, 17 and 18-year-olds. Yeah, you're there for 2 years, so you start off with some 16-year-olds, and everybody's usually 18 by the end of it. Anyway, yeah, it was a big deal for us that we no longer had to wear school uniform when we went into 6th form, so... I slip off my pants and grab my uniform, and I'll admit, as far as uniforms go, these aren't that bad. A little too flashy for my taste, and not at all what I was expecting, but the cut's flattering, and the teal streaks look pretty good. I face the mirror to fix my tie. The knot could be better, but there haven't been many opportunities in which I've needed to wear a tie. I still look damn good, which is all that matters. After a quick check to make sure I have all my things, I head downstairs. I soon arrive in the kitchen, eager to begin my day. Waking up successfully at this hour feels, well, kind of like a big accomplishment. Nikki stifles a yawn as she sets down a plate of eggs and toast. Suddenly I don't feel so accomplished. Did you make one for me too? She blinks in surprise, and it takes a moment for her to respond.
As a matter of fact, I did.
She grins and places another plate down on the table.
Look at you, big bro. Waking up bright and early. You're taking starting over to the next level.
Again, my problem is I've never understood people who have trouble getting up on the morning. So I say, I wake up at... put it this way. My alarm is set for 6 o'clock. I'm usually awake before it. And once I'm awake, I'm pretty much awake. I'll sort of scroll through my Twitter feed for sort of, half an hour to an hour, how long, depending on how long it takes, and after that I'm just up and about and ready to go. I mean, yes, I appreciate I'm yawning a lot, but that's just because I've had a long couple of months. Hey, I try. Where's Uncle Kaido?
He already left for work, so we'll have to lock up when we leave.
I nod, and she slides over to me, wearing a playful look. In her white shirt and plaid skirt, she does a little twirl and looks expectantly at me.
So?
What do you mean by so? I stare blankly at her. So what? She rolls her eyes, but her voice is still sickly sweet.
Don't you notice anything different about me today?
Did she get a haircut? No. Dyed her hair? No. New style? Not sure. Should I go with that? Nikki taps her foot, her smile faltering. I need to say something soon. I like what you did with your hair?
No.
Shoot. Okay. Coloured contacts? No, still amber. It's your ridiculous uniform. Nikki's eyes widen. She looks kind of like she got the wind knocked out of her. I'm right, aren't I?
Ridiculous? Oh my god. Do I look just awful?
Ooh. Look, I mean, it's a weird choice, but if you're going for the naughty schoolgirl look, then you've got it down.
A weird choice? This is my uniform, you jerk. I didn't choose to wear this.
Oh, that explains a lot. Uniforms. Like what I'm wearing now, except not at all. Suddenly my uniform doesn't seem too bad. Did I say ridiculous? I meant great. You look good.
Ugh, forget it. Finish your cold toast. We're going to be late.
We finish our meal in silence, with Nikki occasionally shooting hurried glances my way. Yeah, that skirt is way too short to be regulation. I've seen school skirts, they go, as in actual school uniform skirts, they go past the knee. To the point where our teachers used to used to tell off any girl who either hiked it up to bring it higher than the knee, or deliberately sort of rolled it up or anything like that. I wolf down my food and gather my stuff, and then meet Nikki by the door.
How are you going to get to the academy?
My motorcycle, obviously.
Oh, you don't need a permit then? I remember you were worrying about that.
Permit? Oh, I completely forgot. I need a parking permit for my bike, but well, I should have visitor parking, which I can use. I mean, if I can find a spot. What should I do? Take the motorcycle anyway, hope for the best, or take the bus and take my bike once I've gotten my permit. Bus! You don't want to be dicking around for hours looking for a parking spot. Nikki nods. Right. You're right, I'll take the bus today. I need to sort out my parking situation before taking my bike. Nikki nods in affirmation.
Which bus will you be taking?
The line that heads to the south side of the city? She pouts.
Aww, I'm taking the one going west.
It's not at the same intersection, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Well, at least it'll help you get familiar with the city.
Yeah, you're right.
See you later then.
Have a good time at school, okay?
She beams at me. And remember, for personal defense, always carry at least a sword. Maybe a messer. Messers are good. You throw a long coat on, you stick a messer by your leg and nobody can tell. Depending on which version of a nagel you're using. If your nagel's too large, it does sort of stick out in a slightly noticeable way, but it's not too bad. Cars whip by as I approach the bus shelter. There are a few people waiting. I plunge my hands into my pockets and lean against the shelter to wait. A sharp squeal of brakes announces the bus's arrival, and a few people trickle off the bus and I fumble in my bag for my ID. As I enter, I tap my ID on the scanner, which responds with an affirmative beep. Without waiting for me to find a seat, the bus jerks to a start, nearly knocking me over. There aren't too many free seats available, so I stumble unsteadily towards the back of the bus. And as I glance around, I notice that a majority of passengers are wearing Ace Academy uniforms. Well, that's comforting, I suppose. There's a free seat beside a girl my age. Right, this is almost certainly going to be a meet a new main character moment, so I think that's a good point to end this first part. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next.